In the heart of West Africa lies Africa's most populous country, Nigeria. With a population of over 200 million and approximately 70% of the population engaged in agricultural production, such as cocoa, rice, beans, groundnut, cassava, and ginger, to mention a few, Nigeria is regarded as one of the food baskets of Africa. However, lack of road access and mobility, made worse by deteriorated infrastructure, remains a major challenge of many farming communities in Nigeria, especially those in the remote rural communities who find it very difficult to move their produce from their farms to marketing hubs. In Enugu, the heart of eastern Nigeria, this narrative is not much different from other farming communities across the country. Daily, poor farmers can't help but watch their produce perish before their eyes, and market women struggle to make ends meet because there are no roads to go to the hinterland and purchase farm products that they can sell. In order to tackle the many challenges posed by lack of road access in rural communities, the Rural Access and Mobility Project (RAMP) was initiated by the Nigerian government in partnership with the World Bank and the French Development Agency, with the aim of improving the transport conditions and bringing sustained access to the rural population, thereby reducing poverty in these communities.
The states were selected based on the certain criteria developed by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, where all the states of federations were asked to express interest. Having known that not all the states can be there because of limited funding, only one state per geopolitical zone was selected.
Enugu State, an agriculturally buoyant state, was selected in the second phase, which also included Adamawa, Niger, Osun, and Imo states. In order to tackle the issues in Enugu State, it was taken in three components. Component 1. Rehabilitation of rural transport infrastructure. Having considered the population of the communities living along the roads linked to key agricultural production areas, as well as connection to educational and health facilities, a total of 39 roads spanning across 16 local government areas with a total length of 385.42 kilometers and 21 river crossings, that's bridges and major culverts, was selected for rehabilitation and construction. With the completion of the rehabilitation and construction works, it is a new dawn for these communities, and they're experiencing a new lease to life.
Once you provide access, a lot of things happen. Before now, people living in the rural areas that form the bulk of our population no longer accessing even some common facilities and even their farmlands because of the situation of road in that area. And agriculturally, we used to have losses, but now post-harvest losses have reduced drastically with the development of this infrastructure.
One of such communities is Ojo, that just 2 years before were cut off from the world. These road interventions have literally transformed the lives of the indigents.
You have no food. You have no access to go and bring that food.
Igwe Emmanuel Emeka Umunna smiles as he watches himself on a screen from 2 years before, complaining about the situation of these things. These days, however, his frowns were turned to smiles, not just for himself, but also for his community.
Just like a dream. I did not believe them. Many promises has been made. None was satisfied. But now, if you call somebody from even Nsukka to come and buy fish, he will come. If you carry your product to that riverside, the product has gone to the market. There's no doubt about it. But formally, your product can be there. And nobody will agree to follow, because if the person bought that product, no way to carry it. It's only God that can thank the ramp, because we are in cage in the previous years. But now we are from hell to heaven.
Resident business owners along St. Mary and Wo down to Nsude are also beaming with smiles as their road that was once a nightmare to motorists and commuters is now better.
Since business naga because he ha make it every ndu shafafa place naga fe bando ha na emekwa ai na atu areka but ogizize bad ko ochichire.
For them, more traffic on the road means more business opportunities and patronage.
Even those traveling to Onitsha, Anambra State, they pass this road. When the vehicle pass, they can drive by, buy one thing or the other than before.
From St. Mary's Ngo to Nsude, you'll be shocked that this is the first time since the creation of the state that this kind of access is being created to them. You find out that most of them coming from Ngo to Onitsha or coming from Ngo to Nsude, they no longer take the 9-mile corner because this is shorter. We believe that in most of these communities where these roads are domiciled, the life of the communities have changed tremendously. There is improved business activity on this road.
During the rehabilitation of these roads, a few houses and agricultural produce or economic trees were affected as a result of the road expansions. However, as per donor-funded project standards, anyone affected has to be duly compensated for whatever losses incurred. Mrs. Janet Namono, a widow from Nekembu community, is an example of such policy. During the construction of Nekembu Ogodo Aba Obuletiti Road, her house was one of those that had to be demolished. And for a brief moment, it seemed like all was lost, but not for long, because today, Mrs. Janet Namono now has a modern 4-bedroom bungalow to her name, thanks to the Enugu state government and Enugu ramp. Just like Mrs. Janet Namono, the lives of many other women beneficiary communities across Enugu State have been positively impacted by the road projects initiated by RAMP. The women of Afombo Market are now experiencing a new lease of life as transportation of their goods from one community to another is easier and travel time is reduced. Like Afombo, Oye Ajuano Obimo Market in Ajuano Obimo community, which was near empty, is now back to life, with daily commercial activities that keep the market men and women busy all day long. Component 2: Community-based roads maintenance and mechanized maintenance. Maintenance of the roads is key in ensuring that the roads are motorable all year round. That's why the Enugu State Ramp commenced community-based road maintenance gangs for the completed rehabilitated roads. Their duty is to ensure the maintenance of the roads, which include filling of potholes, decongesting drainages, cutting of grasses along the road, and making sure that the roads are maintained to the standards it was handed over to them. An example of the activities of the maintenance gang along the Akoneke-Demarco farm roads, which has indirectly led to unprecedented development to the rural community. Also, the standard of living of the road maintenance group members have been boosted through monthly payments of 20,000 naira per person per month per kilometer of road maintained. Component 3: Institutional strengthening and capacity building. Beyond the rehabilitation and reconstruction of roads in the rural communities, Enugu State Project Implementing Unit (SPIU) is also working closely with the state government. This is intended to address institutional capacity gaps at the state level with regard to rural assets management through the development of proposed rural transport policies and road asset management system (RAMS) through the completed Road Network Inventory System (RNIS) that will ultimately benefit the people of Enugu State.
We've been able to carry the RAMP team, bring them to bear on the needs of the state government. And that has made it possible for state government to promptly, at all times, pay the state counterpart funds. And these state counterparts are essentially used for the project management cost of the project, which include taxes, compensations, and administrative expenses. So it's one of the ways that we've used to collaborate with them so that the project can get on successfully. What you will expect in the next 5 years is a viable rural economy, and that will lay less emphasis on migration to the cities. You can see a family in their home having their farm and knowing that as soon as their produce comes out, they're earning, they're living from that. And of course, inter-local government roads, access roads, link roads to various communities, and is an open-ended benefit. Because once you have these roads, every other infrastructure follows it.
7 years after it was introduced in Enugu State, RAMP has not only improved the economic situation of the host communities, it has also improved the standard of living of the indigents. Farmers can easily transport their produce from one community to another and sell them in good time. Children now go to school on time, and healthcare facilities are now more accessible. Thanks to the Nigerian government, in partnership with the World Bank and the French Development Agency, hope is restored and life is getting easier for the common man.
I'm proud of this food. It gives me joy because it is one of the history and the legacy I have left.